On the night of Sunday, July 20, 2014, a man, simply identified as Patrick Sawyer, was wheeled into the emergency room at First Consultants Medical Center, Obalende, Lagos, with complaints of fever and body weakness. It was the start of a battle that will put Nigeria on red alert. Liberian-American Patrick Sawyer had Ebola and had traveled from Liberia to Nigeria to attend an ECOWAS conference in Calabar. He became the index case of Ebola in Nigeria. As his condition worsened, he insisted he wanted to leave, pulling out an intravenous drip and splashing blood on staff. But the hospital's senior consultant, Dr. Ameyo Adadevo, refused to let him go.
The only way we could be sure and live up to our responsibility to our people, the state and nation, this is all about patriotism at the end of it, was to keep him here.
4 days later, on July 24, Patrick Sawyer died. But it was too late for Dr. Adadevo and 3 other members of staff, Dr. Amos Abaniwo, Justina Ejelonu, and Evelyn Uko. They had contracted the virus and they paid the ultimate price, inadvertently saving the nation from a major health catastrophe.
By identifying the index patient, it really helped Nigeria to prepare and get ready to trace everybody. And I think that's probably the difference between us and our West African neighbors, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone.
Survivors of First Consultants Medical Center continue to tell their experience. For families of victims, they narrate the stigma they faced.
And then we were faced with this old infection that is new to us here in Nigeria. We had to think of where we could possibly, confirm the diagnosis. Which labs in Nigeria can we confirm Ebola diagnosis? Where could we go to? Who could we call? At that point, my consultant, Dr. Adadevo, made all the calls she could, to various laboratories, trying to find out where the test could be done. And that was a feat in itself because there weren't many labs where the test could be done. And the only lab we were referred to was the virology reference lab in Lagos University Teaching Hospital in Idiaraba. But we had to treat him as a confirmed case, just so that we'd be able to protect ourselves, use the personal protective equipment. We didn't even know, we had never seen someone in a full hazmat suit before. So, we had to deal with, donning the protective equipment. We didn't know if there were any protocols on how to don, but we did what we could do at the time. Started, I said, with joint pains and sore throat and inability to eat, and not just because of the loss of appetite, but because of the sore throat. So it made swallowing quite difficult. So when I started to feel better was when I noticed that the vomiting had stopped, and just a day after that, the diarrhea started to reduce in intensity.
Doctors were on strike when my husband was down, when he was ill. So we couldn't use the general hospital. All the private hospitals we went to, so they couldn't allow him into their hospital. Eventually, when he died, me, the wife, and my children faced a lot of stigmatization. The environment where we lived, they were running away from us, because then the thing was fresh.
People will not come close to you. Your child can no longer go to school. I was even asked, at a point I was asked not to come to school, because I also was running my second degree at that moment. Okay. So I was asked not to come and all that.
I remember my wife, she was having some symptoms of depression. So we decided to go to one hospital that I left just before I was taken to isolation. So they were aware of my status then. So when we got there, they saw me, and stigmatization was the order of the day. They didn't attend to us.
As the deaths of these highly dedicated Nigerians broke, the nation was thrown each time into mourning. Adadevo's only surviving son even kept publications as memoirs. But their heroic deeds will never be forgotten. During the scourge, 8 Nigerians were lost, a figure that could have been higher had not staff of First Consultants Hospital been the heroes that they were. Nigeria has since been certified Ebola-free by the World Health Organization.